Hello and welcome back to our Lord of the Rings LCG solo progression series, and today's quest is A Journey to Rhosgobel, which is the third AP in the Shadows of Mirkwood cycle. A quick reminder that in this series we're playing through each quest in chronological order of the game's initial release, and we'll only be using player cards that were available at the time of this quest's release. I'm calling this deck Birds because this is our first all-ladies lineup with Bearvor, Eleanor, and Éowyn, and because of the theme of this quest. And so a lot like the last quest, Conflict at the Carrack, we will be turtling during Stage 1 and setting things up. And so let's get to it, A Journey to Rhosgobel. Let's see how we do. Okay, so with my opening hand, I want to see Northern Tracker, so I'm going to mulligan and hope to draw a Northern Tracker. Okay, I got two of them. Two is better than one. All right. So let's look at setup. The Wounded Eagle. After a fierce conflict with a group of trolls, you come across a fallen eagle, grievously wounded and on the verge of death. For setup, we search the encounter deck for Rhosgobel and Williador and add them to the staging area with 2 damage tokens on Williador, then shuffle the encounter deck. So here's Williador. Let's put 2 damage tokens on him. Let's look at Williador real quick. It doesn't say, it looks like it's an ally, and it is. No attachments. The first player gains control of Williador as an ally. So there we go. He is an ally, and he's going to be following the first player token. Forced. At the end of each round, Williador suffers 2 damage. So here in a minute after resource, I'll set it up to where once per round he'll get 2 damage. Okay, so Williador cannot be healed of more than 5 wounds by a single effect. So you can see here I have Lore of Imladris, action, choose a character, heal all damage from that character. But I couldn't, let's just say that Williador had 19 damage. I couldn't suddenly go down to 0 damage. I'm capped at 5 wounds, and so Lore of Imladris would heal for 5. Okay, so and if he ever leaves play, we lose the game. And then here's Rhosgobel, which has a threat of X. X is the number of players in the game. That's 1 threat. It says while Rhosgobel is in the staging area, Williador cannot be healed. And so a little bit of an issue because Williador is going to sustain that damage every single round, and we want to heal him. And Rhosgobel won't let us because it says travel. Players must complete stage 1 of this quest before they can travel to Rhosgobel. So if I actually want to get it out of staging, I have to complete stage 1. I am going to try to Northern Tracker this out of play, though, is what we'll do. We'll stay on stage 1B, and all we have to do is play Northern Trackers in round 2, and so then by round 5, Rhosgobel will leave play, and so we can start healing Williador at that point. And then let's look at 1B. The eagle's wounds cannot be tended in the wilderness, so you attempt to bring the creature to Rhosgobel, where the wisdom of Radagast the Brown may be its only hope. All right, well, let's get to the resource phase. That's good. We already have a Song of Kings, so great start here. So per round, we're going to indicate here that the damage on Williador per round is 2, and that way I don't have to remember it. It's just going to automatically put 2 damage on Williador whenever we go to the next round. I failed to mention about Eleanor. I've not used her yet in the channel. She is a spirit hero from the core set. 7 threat, 1 willpower, 1 attack, 2 defense, 3 hit points. And the reason we're including her is because of her response. We can exhaust Eleanor to cancel the when revealed effects of a treachery card just revealed by the encounter deck. Then discard that card and replace it with the next card. So if a treachery comes out in round 1, for instance, and there are a lot of really brutal treacheries, we could cancel it. Now, it's a little bit of a wild card because we don't know what would come out next. But I find that but when revealed, cancellation is important in this deck. And so I do have 3 Test of Wills, but we'll generally play Eleanor's response first, and then the Test of Will could kind of be a backup. Because there are just some treacheries that deal like 2 damage to characters, and so just some pretty brutal treacheries. Okay, so we're ready now. We're in planning, and let's draw 2 cards with Bearvor. And we will just hang tight for now. We're not going to quest with anybody because I do not know what's coming, and I don't want a treachery to damage exhausted characters. Now, Bearvor could be exhausted, but let's go ahead and see what comes out. It's Forest Grove. Okay, so our threat goes up by 3. And this is pretty harmless because we'll travel here, and the response is for whenever it leaves play, and it's actually a positive thing that'll happen when it leaves play. Okay, so we're going to refresh and move on to the next round. So things are looking good here. We'll draw 2 cards with Bearvor. Alright, so immediately I want to put out Northern Tracker, and so Northern Tracker has come into play, and that's more important to me than even playing Steward of Song of Kings and Steward of Gondor. I think that's more important to me. Maybe that's kind of silly. Steward of Gondor right away. Yeah, I'll just wait around. I don't need any of these cards particularly. Okay, so we're going to quest with Northern Tracker, and when Northern Tracker commits to a quest, place 1 progress token on each location in the staging area. So we'll put a progress token on Rhosgobel. It's not immune to player card effects. And then I'm not going to quest with Éowyn and with Eleanor because I don't want to damage my heroes. It might take me a little while to get out this Daughter of the Nimrodel. So I don't know, maybe let's just go ahead and quest with Éowyn. Okay, we're going to reveal an Athelas, which is a guarded objective similar to the Signs of Gollum card. It's guarded. And it does have an action here, exhaust a hero to claim this objective if it has no encounters attached. Let's see what encounter is going to be attached to it. Alright, it's Great Forest Web. Alright, and so we made 2 progress, and since Éowyn is questing, I could discard a card to explore Forest Grove, but I'm not going to. All these cards are, I think, important to have in hand at this point. Okay, so we're done with questing, and so far, we haven't had like Ungoliant Spawn come out or something. Okay, so we'll move on to the next round. We have all 3 sneak attacks. This is great. Okay, drawing 2 cards with Bearvor. And there's our test of will that I'd like to see. Okay, so let's go ahead and spend 1 resource from Bearvor's pool to play Song of Kings onto her. And then now that she can pay for leadership cards, we're going to pay for Steward of Gondor and exhaust it to reimburse those 2 spent resources. I don't know what's coming yet, but I could always Gandalf if I need to. So I'm going to hang on to these 2 resources. It'd be my preference to be able to play a Test of Will if needed, or even to play Northern Tracker next round. But we're going to quest with Éowyn, knowing that we have a Test of Will. I'm more comfortable, and we'll also quest with Northern Tracker, and so we put progress on each location in the staging area with this Northern Tracker's response. Okay, we reveal Dol Guldur Orcs. When revealed, the first player chooses 1 character currently committed to a quest. Deal 2 damage to that character. Let's put the damage on Éowyn, and rather than Northern Tracker, because next round I can heal that damage with Daughter of the Nimrodel, is my thought. Okay, so we didn't make any progress, and let's see, did I put progress on Great Forest Web? I believe I did. Yes, I did. Okay. So now during encounter, during the engagement checks, Dol Guldur Orcs will engage us. Now I don't have a hasty stroke yet. There is a treachery that I think it's the big, I forget what it's called, but it looks like a wasp. It can deal 1 damage to each character in play. It would kill Éowyn. So what I'm going to do right now is just sneak attack Gandalf in and just kill this Dol Guldur Orcs. Let's see what the... Okay, so the shadow would have been if a character, including Wiliador, has more damage than each other character, deal 3 additional damage to that character. Okay, so it wasn't that card, but it would have been a game-ending situation. Next round, I can put out Daughter of the Nimrodel and not be so worried about it, but I went ahead and just took care of business there. Okay, Gandalf will come back to our hand at the end of the combat phase there, and we'll refresh. And moving on to the next round, and Williador's up to 8 damage now. Now I've included some Song of Wisdom, which Song of Wisdom came out, I think it came out in this quest, conflict. I think it came out in this quest. It might have been the previous one, but it was a neutral card that came out, I'm pretty sure, in Journey to Rhosgobel. Okay, so we'll draw 2 cards with Barivore. Alright, good. Hinnemarth. I was hoping to draw into a Hinnemarth. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Let's go ahead and play Daughter of the Nimmerdale, and we'll play Hinnemarth as well. And then at this point, I think it's better for us to actually, we'll go ahead and we'll save this resource in case we need a test of will. So let's put a Unexpected Courage onto Barivore. That seems to be the best way to go. And again, we can always sneak attack Gandalf in if we need to. So right now I'm going to take a little bit of a risk. If there is a, okay, I'm not going to quest with Eowyn, but because there is a Necromancer's Reach, so I'm not going to quest with her. I'm just going to quest with Northern Tracker. That'll put a progress on Rhosgobel and on Great Forest Web, which will clear Great Forest Web. It leaves play, and that means Athelas is now, it has no encounters attached, and so I can take this action and exhaust a hero to claim Athelas, which I might do in a minute. Okay, so I'm only going to quest with Northern Tracker, and I will reveal, there it is, the Necromancer's Reach, which I could have canceled with Test of Will, but my threat didn't go up, so it was just better not to, and it would have killed Daughter of the Nimmerdale if I had exhausted her to heal Eowyn, because it deals 1 damage to each exhausted character, so 1 damage on Northern Tracker. And so why I put the damage last round on Eowyn instead of Northern Tracker is because with Daughter of the Nimmerdale, I can heal my heroes more easily. Okay, so that's the end of questing. Next round, Rhosgobel will leave play. Let's go ahead and exhaust Daughter of the Nimmerdale to heal 2 damage on any 1 hero, so Eowyn's back to full health. And we'll see what's coming with Hinnemarth. Unfortunately, this is going to surge next round. Unless I wanted to just not quite pop Rhosgobel, which I could really wait. I don't have to heal Williador next round, so that's what I think I will do. But let's go ahead and exhaust. I think Eowyn's the most fragile because she's usually going to be exhausted. Let's exhaust Eowyn to grab this Athelas. And so now that means she has an attachment. There is a treachery that damages characters without attachments. Barivor's immune, so now we just need Eleanor to not be immune. Tell you what we'll do, actually, we'll put that on Eleanor, and then we won't put it on Eowyn, because I can put Song of Wisdom on Eowyn, and then she's good. Okay, we will refresh, and we still can't heal Williador because Rhosgobel is still in staging. We'll exhaust Steward and draw 2 cards with Barivore. We know exactly what's coming. And like I said, I could go ahead and quest with Northern Tracker and clear Rhosgobel, but I'm not desperate to heal Williador this round specifically. No matter what, his forced effect is going to be in play, so healing him is not a priority this specific round. So to keep this from surging, I'm just going to leave Rhosgobel in play. But I wouldn't mind clearing Forest Grove while we're at it, maybe. I don't know. Let's think about this. Kind of look at my hand and see if I want to play anything specifically. Yeah, let's go ahead and put out another Northern Tracker while we just have resources to spend. So I'll put them down here. All right, we will, let's see, we'll have, this will give each location in staging +1, so all I need to do is just quest for 3, which I can. What I'll do actually is quest with Eleanor, Northern Tracker, and Northern Tracker, but I'm not going to do their response. Responses are optional. And so now I reveal, driven by shadow, when revealed, each enemy and each location currently in the staging area gets +1 threat until the end of the phase. And if there are no cards in staging, driven by Shadow gains Surge. So I quested for 1 and cleared Forest Grove. This is discarded. Alright, so response. After the players explore Forest Grove, search the encounter deck and discard pile for 1 Athelos objective and add it to the staging area. Then shuffle the encounter deck. And what's cool about this is it's not going to be revealed, so it's not going to be guarded. It's just simply added to the staging area. And then we shuffle the deck. And now to gain Athelos, all I have to do is exhaust a hero. So let's exhaust Eowyn. And so now she has that attachment. Okay, let's see what's coming next round. It's Mirkwood Flock. Nobody to heal with Daughter of the Nimberdale. Refresh. Next round. And this is where we'll clear Rhosgobel and begin, healing Williador. Okay. I'd like to go ahead and put out Radagast, so let's spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resources to put Radagast into play. Radagast is a neutral ally that costs 5. You can see his stats there. And it says Radagast collects 1 resource each resource phase. And these resources can be used to pay for creature cards played from our hand. There's no creature cards in my deck. But there is this action, spend X resources from Radagast's pool to heal X wounds on any one creature. And so that can be converted into healing for Williador. So per round, resource is going to be 1. Just getting him out sooner is better rather than later. Okay, we'll ready Barivore. We will go ahead. We're about to clear Rhosgobel. So how much will be in staging? Just 1. So all I need to do is just quest with 1 Northern Tracker. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll quest with this Northern Tracker and put this final progress on Rhosgobel. It leaves play, and we reveal Mirkwood Flock. And now Mirkwood Flock is a creature. It says only Eagle characters or characters with ranged can attack or defend against Mirkwood Flock. Okay, so Mirkwood Flock will engage us. Its engagement cost is lower than our threat. And if I wanted to, I could Gandalf this enemy. But what I'll do is I'll actually just defend with Williador. That's 2 against 1. And there's no shadow, so 1 more damage on Williador. And so at the end of combat, I can't attack this enemy because it's I don't have any eagle or ranged characters available for that. Okay, let's look at what's coming with Hinamarth. Okay, it's going to be Athelos. All right, interestingly, I might end up getting all the Athelos cards in play. All right, next round. We'll draw 2 cards with Barivore. I'm hoping to get, I haven't seen Gleowine, and I haven't seen the Haldir of Lorien ally, which I need to be able to attack Mirkwood Flock. Again, I can always Gandalf it. But Gandalf is also our threat reduction, although threat's not an issue in this quest. Okay, I don't know what's coming out. It would be something that could really hurt us. So let's go ahead and put a Burning Brand onto Barivore. It can be attached to a lore character, and it's restricted. Exhaust a Burning Brand to cancel a shadow effect just triggered during an attack that attached character is defending. And also to give Barivore a little bit more defensive prowess, let's put this Protector of Lorien onto Barivore. So we can discard cards to give her more defense if needed. Okay. Also, let's go ahead and spend 2 resources to play a Lore of Imladris. Choose a character, heal all damage from that character. We're going to heal Williador for the maximum of 5. So he's down to 10 damage. All right, we don't know what's coming. And so I think I'll just quest with... should I quest with anybody? I don't know what's coming. I don't think I will. Let's see. Let's reveal Athelos. It's guarded, so it's going to be guarded by Swarming Insects. When revealed, deal 1 damage to each character without any attachments. Let's see who that would kill. I just don't want to lose my resources, so I'm going to cancel that. Actually, with the Test of Will, so that I'm just not quite ready yet. Actually, I am. What am I thinking? Let's use Eleanor. Let's exhaust Eleanor to cancel that. And now, because it's a treachery, we can do that. We can use her response, but we have to reveal another card. It's going to be the same thing, swarming insects. And so now I'm forced to play a test of will. And so we made no progress, and I can't defend against Mirkwood Flock, so let's just exhaust Barivore to attach another Athelos. So each one of our heroes has an Athelos attached. Okay, Mirkwood Flock is going to attack for 2. Let's defend with Williador here. Defending player must choose and exhaust one character he controls. All right, we'll exhaust this Northern Tracker. And so that's 1 damage on Williador. And so we'll exhaust Hinomarth to see what's coming next round. It's Necromancer's Pass. Alrighty, we'll refresh and move on to the next round. Okay, Steward. There's a Forest Snare finally. And no other way to draw cards, unfortunately, at this time. Let's go ahead and play this next Lore of Imladris. Choose a character, heal all damage from that character. We'll heal Williador for 5. All right. We'll go ahead and ready Barivore. Okay, it seems like there's really nothing else to spend our resources on that's particularly helpful. We know what's coming. It's going to be Necromancer's Pass. We'll just quest with Eowyn. We'll reveal Necromancer's Pass and make 1 progress on the current quest. I don't want to travel here because then I'd have to discard random cards. Okay, Mirkwood Flock once again is going to attack, and we'll just defend with Williador. If this attack is undefended, the damage must be placed on Williador. So anyway, one damage on Williador because he defended for 1. And now we'll look at what's coming next. Okay, it's Black Forest Bats. I'd like to get Haldir of Lorien into play. Okay, we'll discard this shadow card. Nobody for Daughter of Nimrodale to heal next round. All right, let's draw 2 cards with Barivore. So Haldir is being a little bit elusive here, as is Glaowine. All right, so I don't really have a way to deal with Forest Bats, so what I'm going to probably do is bring Gandalf into play and go ahead and sneak attack and kill this Mirkwood Flock. Although I could just bring Gandalf in and save my sneak attacks for dire emergencies. Okay, let's just see. Let me think through my options. I just don't want to keep taking damage from this Mirkwood Flock onto Williador. I'm just not quite getting Haldir of Lorien yet. So I think I'm just going to straight up play Gandalf from my hand and not worry about sneak attacking him. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do that. And so when we bring him into play, we'll just destroy this Mirkwood Flock. And all I'm going to do is quest with the Northern Trackers, and both of them will put a progress on Necromancer's Pass, and it leaves play. And we reveal Black Forest Bats, and so we made 1 progress. Black Forest Bats will engage us, and we're going to defend with Williador 1 against 1. And no shadow, so Williador didn't take damage. And now what's coming? An exhaustion. Deal 2 damage to each exhausted character, so it's Necromancer's Reach on steroids there. Alright, we will refresh. Can't attack back because we don't have an Eagle character other than Williador, but he was exhausted. So end of round, we'll discard Gandalf, and we're moving on to the next round. Okay, there's some card draw. Okay, we will exhaust Steward and ready Barivore. Let's play Glaowine and exhaust Glaowine to draw a card. Okay, there's Haldir of Lorien finally. Okay, but I can't afford Haldir because I play Glaowine. No, here's what I can do. I can play this attachment, Song of Wisdom, onto Eowyn, so now she can pay for lore resources. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's bring Haldir into play. So Haldir's range. So what I'll do this round is I'll block Black Forest Bats with Williador, and then I will attack and kill Black Forest Bats with Haldir. Since he is ranged, he can do that. All right, we will go ahead and just not send anybody in the quest. We're going to reveal Exhaustion. When revealed, deal 2 damage to each exhausted character. So I could cancel that with Eleanor, but at this point we're already let's just put damage on our exhausted character, which is Gleowine. And I'm glad I actually exhausted Gleowine because it got me Haldir of Lorien out of, into play. All right, so no progress made. Black Forest Bats will attack. We'll defend with Williador. No shadow, and now we will attack for 2 against this Black Forest Bats, and it leaves play. We'll see what's coming with Hinemarth. It is Festering Wounds. When revealed, deal 2 damage to each wounded character. So you can just see there was just a lot of really nasty treacheries. Speaking of Festering Wounds, we need to heal Williador a little bit. So let's spend, as one action, spend X resources from Radagast's pool to heal X wounds on any one creature. So I'll spend 5 as a single action and heal 5, which is the maximum that he can be healed by a single effect. And so then I'll also put out Gleowine. We'll just put out this character while we can. Additionally, I will play my final Lore of Imladris and heal Williador for 5. So he's down to 5 damage. So our only damaged character would be Williador and this Northern Tracker. So if I wanted to, I could just have this Northern Tracker die, but I don't think I'll do that. I think I'm to the point where I'm set up, and so I'll just use Eleanor to cancel this. But I will hang on to a resource in case I need Test of Will, so I'm not going to play Northern Tracker. I feel like we're set up here. Okay, we will just quest with Eowyn, I think. And we reveal Festering Wounds. Deal 2 damage to each wounded character. Let's exhaust Eleanor to cancel that when revealed and reveal another card. It's going to be Ungoliant Spawn. Here we go. All right, so when revealed, each character currently committed to a quest gets -1 willpower until the end of the phase. So we quested for no progress, but also no threat increase. All right, Ungoliant Spawn will engage us and get a shadow card. And I can't play Sneak Attack. Not a big deal, but okay, so who will I chump with? Since we have a couple of Hinemarths, I don't know. Let me think about my options here. Who's the best person to chump with? Just because it's the cheapest, let's just chump with Hinemarth Riversong. If this attack is undefended, it's not. Okay, so now we can attack back. Excuse me, I had to sneeze. We can attack back. Let's just see what we could do. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so just one shy of being able to destroy Ungoliant Spawn. So that would be 8. Okay, we'll discard this shadow card. We'll draw a card with Gleowine before we did that during the action window during combat. Okay, refresh. Next round. Okay, Steward of Gondor. Exhaust Barivor. So, I do have a couple of forest snares, but I think I'm just going to attack and kill Ungoliant Spawn. There's no reason to spend the resources on a forest snare. We can block pretty easily with Barivor between Protector of Lorien and with Burning Brand. Let's go ahead and play Hinemarth. And I don't know what's coming, but let's go ahead and play Northern Tracker as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Northern Tracker is now in play. Our third copy of Northern Tracker. And I think I'll just kind of... we'll just see what comes out. Okay, we reveal... I'm not going to quest with anybody. We reveal Exhaustion. Deal 2 damage to each exhausted character. Nobody's exhausted. So no problem. Okay, Ungoliant Spawn will attack for 5. I'm going to defend with Barevore. And this shadow is a pretty nasty one. It's that one that I mentioned earlier in the game, but I can cancel it with a Burning Brand. And this 5 attack against 3 defense, I could discard cards using Barevore's attached Protector of Lorien, but I'll just put the 2 damage on Barevore and immediately heal it with Daughter of the Nimberdale. Alright, and so now all I have to do is attack for 3, 1, 2, and 3, and so we just defeated Ungoliant Spawn. And now we can look at what's coming and draw a card. Alright, refresh next round. So, definitely I could have pushed on sooner. I probably could have won the quest by now potentially, but I'm trying to sort of demonstrate kind of what you do if things maybe take a little bit longer. All right, knowing what's coming, I can draw 2 cards with Gleawine and definitely 2 with Barevore. All right. We will put this Unexpected Courage onto Barevore. And ready Barevore. Okay. I'm just going to wait and draw my entire hand before we move on, just to sort of demonstrate more about this deck. I could play Daughter of the Nimberdale. I suppose I should. 1, 2, 3. Let's put her into play. And all we need to do is quest for 1, so I'll just quest with Eleanor. We reveal Mirkwood Flock. Our threat stays right where it is. Okay, it will engage us. And I could take this attack. What's interesting is I can't defend against Mirkwood Flock, but if I take an undefended attack, I can put that damage on a hero rather than Williador. So let's do that. We'll take undefended because I do have a hasty stroke, so if I needed to, I could cancel. So 2 damage on a hero. Let's put that on Eleanor, and then we'll immediately heal Eleanor with Daughter of the Nimberdale. And so now I can attack for 1, 2, 3, which isn't quite enough to kill Mirkwood Flock, but we're on our way. Let's see what's coming with Hinemarth. It is Dol Guldur Beastmaster. And refresh next round. Okay. Let's draw our last 3 cards. Barevore will draw us 2. And ready. And then Gleawine will draw our final card. Okay, we know what's coming, so we're just going to quest past the quest at this point, the stage. I'll go ahead and spend these 3 resources from Radagast's pool to take this action and spend X resources, which was 3, to heal 3 wounds on Williador. All right. So we're going to quest with Éowyn. That would be 4 against 2. So that won't get us there. We need to have, let's see, we need to make 6 progress, so we need to quest for 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Okay, we reveal Dol Guldur Beastmaster, and we made 6 progress and cleared the current quest. All right. So, Radagast's request says, the eagle's health has grown worse, but you have at last arrived at Rhosgobel, where Radagast examines the bird. He then asks you to head out into the wilderness to find the healing plant Athelas. Meantime, any healing lore or supplies your party has at its disposal could be used to assist in comforting the eagle until you return. I love that picture. All right, so there's a response we're going to ignore because we're not looking for Athelas, and so I'm not going to put damage on Williador, but you can read that response. You could potentially, I'm sure there's a deck that could be built where that's the plan, is to get Athelos, but I generally don't like to play this quest trying to get Athelos plants, but we'll see how that works on stage 3. Forced after a card effect heals Williador, remove that card from the game. Alright, so we'll see see how that works in just a minute. That's why I went ahead and spent my resources from Radagast's pool. I didn't want him removed from the game. Okay, so shadows are dealt, and Mirkwood Flock again we'll just take undefended, and we'll put that damage on Eleanor. And I can't heal her, unfortunately, this round. And now we'll defend with Barivore against this Dol Guldur Beastmaster. It gets an additional shadow card, so it's attacking 3 against 2. No shadow, and no shadow. And so if I want Barivore not to be damaged, I just need to discard 1 card to boost her defense by 1. And so let's discard this Steward of Gondor. And we'll ready her. And so now just all it takes is an attack from Haldir of Lorien to destroy Mirkwood Flock. And then all we need is 6 attack against Dol Guldur Beastmaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we got it. No problem. Okay, let's look at what's coming next round. It is Black Forest Bats. Let's go ahead and play our Will of the West here. Action, choose a player. Shuffle that player's discard pile into his deck. Remove Will of the West from the game. So we'll move this to set aside. And we'll shuffle this deck, this discard pile, back into my deck. All right, we will refresh and move on to the next round. Okay, we'll draw 2 cards with Barivore and 1 with Gleowine. Okay, so we'll exhaust Steward of Gondor. Let's ready Barivore. We'll spend 2 resources to play where's it at? There it is, Lore of Imladris. Choose a character, heal all damage from that character. And I can only heal Williador for 5. But now Lore of Imladris has to leave play because it says here, after a card effect heals Williador, remove that card from the game. So that's moved to set aside. So that's why you want to make sure to play your Lore of Imladris before you move on to stage 2, and then you bring them back with Will of the West. All right, so I can actually just win the game here. If I needed to, I could, if I had to for whatever reason. Well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and during planning, let's sneak attack Gandalf in and draw 3 cards. Okay, there we go. So we're in planning. Let's play another Lore of Imladris, which leaves play. Move it to set aside, and we heal Williador for 0. So assuming we don't have Athelos plants, you know, I can demonstrate that Williador can be healed completely without Athelos. Okay, so let's go ahead and now in questing. Let's play 2 more Protector of Loriens. So we have a bunch of them, and now we'll sneak attack Gandalf in and lower our threat by 5. And we're going to quest with everybody, including our fully healed Williador and Gandalf, and well, really everybody. Let's go ahead and heal. Just as a moral victory, we'll heal Eleanor. That sort of helps our score, I guess. Okay, and also Hinemarth. Okay, we reveal Black Forest Bats, and we made 20 progress. So we cleared the stage 2B. And, you know, we played 2 Lore of Imladris's. Okay, so we've cleared stage 2B, and we move on to the final stage, Return to Rhosgobel. Feeling that time is running out on Williador's life, you gather the Athelos you have found and head back to Rhosgobel. You arrive at night, wondering if you have found enough of the herb. And now we reveal stage 3B, 0 progress needed. When revealed, heal 5 wounds from Williador for each Athelos objective card the players control. I have 3, so that would potentially heal Williador for 15. It says if Williador is completely healed, when this effect resolves, Williador survives and the players have won the game. Otherwise, the players have lost the game, so we easily won. And so, again, this deck doesn't rely on Athelos. I happen to get 3 of them, but potentially you wouldn't get any Athelos, and so you need to build a deck that would win and make sure that Williador is completely healed, as I just demonstrated. It can be done. Be careful with Radagast. If you save up his resources, it'd be great if you have to heal Williador with Radagast in stage 2. Make sure he has as many resources as possible. 5 would be the best, because that's the maximum healing you can do. And then you would discard Radagast, so it's a little bit more value if he can heal for 5 and then be discarded. But the lore of Imladris are really the big thing. If we play that 6 times in the game, that's going to be 6 times 5. That's going to be 30 healing. So quite a lot of healing there, and then also Radagast. So we should be fine. Well, thanks for watching the playthrough. I hope you enjoyed it, and that you'll join me next time. I actually quite like Journey to Rhosgobel. I might be in the minority, but to me it's just fun, the healing aspect, and just the crazy art of Radagast sort of putting his hand on the shoulder of the bird. I do enjoy that. Well, the next quest we're going to play is actually not from the Shadows of Mirkwood cycle. It's going to be the very first standalone, which is the Masking Adasgiliath, which is really hard and fun. So looking forward to that playthrough. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.